starting from the far right, that's Botswana captain, Karabo Montlaka. Next to him is the Tanzania captain, Kasimu Nasoro. Then next to him is the Nigeria captain, Sylvester Okpe. Then right next to him, a man who probably needs no introduction to most of you, the captain of the host nation, Zimbabwe, Sikanda Raza. Then we do have leading Uganda, we have Riyazat Ali. Right next to Riyazat, we do have Mozambique, who is captain in Malawi. Then Kenya, captain is Diren Gondaria. Then last but not least, it's Namibia, Captain Gerard Erasmus. Captains will come to the presser. So I'll open up to the floor, but perhaps I'll just start with a question for each of you, and then it will be over to you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start with Karabo. Leading Botswana into this qualifier, Botswana has shown steady growth in recent years. How have you been preparing your side to compete against stronger teams in this high-stakes tournament? So we can pass it around.
Thank you, and thank you for being here. Thank you for the welcome. Well, we have been training since we qualified last year in Nigeria. We've done most of our training at home. I think uniquely we've been maybe the only team, if not maybe one other team, that haven't quite played international cricket this year. But that doesn't change anything. We have played a couple of the teams up here, and we sort of know the level that is required. And we've tried as best as possible to prepare the boys. I was away, but the team did go to India to try and prepare for the tournament. But we do feel ready.
Thank you, Karabo. No follow-up questions will come from the floor once we are done here. We move on to Kasim. Tanzania often punches above its weight, and the question would be, what makes Tanzania so difficult to play against? I know most of you guys have faced each other in Namibia, the last tournament, and elsewhere. But Tanzania is always a tricky opponent. What makes you guys so difficult to play against?
Thank you so much. We are prepared we are ready to play for this tournament. Before we are coming here, we'll go to South Africa, we play for a couple of the games. So we are ready to play for the tournament.
Thank you. Next is Sylvester. Sylvester, Nigeria has invested heavily in especially young talent, and we have seen what you guys have done at under 19 level. What are you promising in this qualifier in particular?
Thank you very much. Yeah, like you said, Nigeria has invested a lot, especially in the growth of young talents. Our side is a pretty young team. We're looking forward, everybody's here to qualify, to grab a ticket to the World Cup, so that's the obvious stake here.
Thank you, Sylvester. Now to the host skipper. Sikanda Raza is the host, as well as being the only full member. It comes with lots of pressure in Zimbabwe, having missed out last time. How are you handling the pressure of trying to balance going to the World Cup, the campaign to go to the World Cup, and also the pressure of playing, especially in front of the fans here at home?
So there's a different view that I look at. While we're playing in front of our own fans and you think it's pressure, for me that means more support, more prayers for us. You cannot win these tournaments with all those things. So certainly looking forward to all the support, and certainly seeing Sports Club to be buzzing and bouncing and getting behind the boys as well. The reality is that it does come with high stakes, and any team that copes with it better deserves to be at the World Cup. And I think the journey we have had over the last year with the amount of cricket games we have played and what we have shown and how we have played those games certainly gives me a lot of confidence and peace and calmness as well, that inshallah Zimbabwe should be there.
Thank you, Sikanda. Now, Riyazat, Uganda over the years has always been on the cusp of major breakthroughs, and we saw you guys causing probably a major upset to go to the last T20 World Cup. How prepared are you to make it for the second time in a row?
As you said, we have played the last World Cup, and we have seen how good life is there and how competitive cricket is there. We just want to go there and play that kind of cricket, and we are here now again. And no doubt these competitive teams are there. They're one-day teams and they're destination teams, and this is a shorter format of the cricket. Anyone can come up and any team can beat any team in this tournament, and that's what we want to do. We want to play our level of cricket. As you said, we have beaten big teams before, and we want to focus on our own things. Just go there and simplify simple things, do simple things. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And now, Mozam, Malawi is relatively new on the big stage. So how do you keep your players motivated and believing that they can actually upset the odds?
Right, you know that we have qualified for this tournament for the first time. So we are really looking forward for the tournament, and we are very excited. And before coming here, we had the home series and some of these series to get ready for this tournament, and we had a good camp. So yes, we are very confident and we are looking forward to it.
Thank you very much. Now we move to Dire. Kenya has a strong cricketing legacy, and my question would be, what lessons are you drawing from that legacy as you try to fight for a spot in the World Cup?
Thank you so much. I would say just try to focus on game by game, and looking forward for the better tournament.
Thank you. Last but not least, Gerard, Namibia has a reputation as Africa's most consistent T20 side. So how do you balance the pressure of being favorites with the hunger to continue improving as a team?
Yeah, I think it's probably a tag that we've rightly gotten from performances over the last 5 years, is a consistent tag. I don't think anything changes. We're very calm without being one step ahead of ourselves. We're very calm in our process. Leading into this tournament, played high quality cricket, played consistent cricket against Zimbabwe, I felt. And yeah, we're quite prepared and ready to replicate the last 5 years' performances. But it's a matter of going out and doing it again. Executing well on every single day and trying to find as good a balance throughout the skill sets. We cover all the bases, and now it's just a matter of going out onto the field and actually doing it.
Thank you, Gerard. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your captains for the 8 teams fighting for the 2 spots at the next T20 World Cup in Sri Lanka and India. I will now open it up to the floor. If you have a question, indicate by raising your hand. We'll give you the mic, and then you can fire away. All right, Larry, you can pick whoever you want.
Okay, I'm going to start with Nigeria. You've got a couple of players playing in the National Premier League in Zimbabwe. I think Isaac Ope this year, Salim, and then last year we had Danladi and a couple of other players that played in the local league. How has that prepared you for the tournament?
I would say thank you to Zimbabwe Cricket as well for helping us bring our guys here to come play locally. It has shown significant improvement in their cricket and understanding the conditions and all. Last year we had 3 guys. This year we had 3 guys as well. Their performance over those seasons has been good. I feel they now understand the conditions to expect and what to do in each conditions of High Sports Club and Takashinga. So I think it's been good for the team.
Okay, I'm Tinashok Sema. My question is to the Uganda captain. You guys are making it to the T20 World Cup last time around.
how big an impact was it back home? How did it change the face of cricket back there? And going into this tournament, what any pressures to replicate that performance?
As you talk about the pressure, we don't have any pressure right now. But the people of back home, after the playing World Cup, it helped us really well as financially but especially with the confidence of the team. As you see, after the World Cup, we have won almost 80% of our games because of the confidence, because of what we as a single player, what we want to see ourselves, where we want to see ourselves. We want to see ourselves up there playing against big teams. That's what we want to do, and we want to create the opportunity for upcoming players in back home.
Thank you. My question is to Botswana. I think when I looked it up, you last played in December last year, and I know you said that you have been trying your best, but honestly, like from your perspective as the captain, how have you been getting the boys at least ready for the challenge that's before you? Because I think obviously a few teams here have been to the World Cup. What type of a challenge is that, considering that you haven't played at least in the last almost 10 months now?
That's a good question. Very difficult. Obviously, a lot of growth and learning is done from playing at a high level consistently. But we also do have a coach who knows his way about. He knows the conditions. He knows the crowds that we're going to play out. He knows how to prepare us, and he's very experienced. And he's been working very hard with the boys. The way the team has grown in the 10 months. I was away for a few months, and when I came back, I was very impressed with the progress that the guys had made. And to be honest, I come here with all the confidence. I think one of the big focuses for us as a team is to play with a sense of enjoyment and a sense of belief. And I believe that the boys are quite ready to execute.
Thank you.
My question is directed towards Malawi. Saying that you guys haven't played that much international cricket, besides obviously qualifying for the ICC World Cup, what are some of the things that you're looking forward to improving your squad and your team as a whole, besides the qualifiers?
Okay, as you know that we got a very young team, and if you look at the other 7 teams, that we are the youngest team in this tournament, except me. So yes, we had a good chance to play some home series, and we had arranged some away series. So we were training there with all the youngsters, and as you know that if you come into tournament like this, it's still we have got the learning curve. It does not matter that we win or lose here, but we will take very much positive from this tournament, and it will help in the future.
Thank you. Okay, Tatin again, then National.
All right. So my question, I guess I'll just make it a two-parter just for the gentleman at the end. Firstly to Kenya. I know that maybe there were some reports of a bit of difficulties in your preparations, just getting the funding and everything. How have you been managing to keep your boys' head above the shoulders? And then to Namibia, I think you recently played Zimbabwe. Just your thoughts on the series that you had, managing to get a game towards the end. So you can start Kenya.
Firstly, I would say prior 2 weeks to this tournament, I think we were having a series of 50 overs. We really didn't have much preparation before coming to Harare, but we did do locally 10 days camp, and the guys are really looking, I would say, great touch despite ups and downs, but it all depends on the mindset. We are having a good mindset, and hopefully it works out.
Yeah, I think our preparations obviously capped off by the 3 T20 series versus Zimbabwe. I think we probably couldn't have had anything better than that in local conditions against very high quality side who have been playing so many test countries over the last 12 months. They've played England, New Zealand, they've played so many other teams that their standard naturally was also very high. So for us it was brilliant to get those 3 games in and also to get a positive result. felt although we got it out on the losing side of the series, I felt we played consistent cricket throughout 3 matches, and that you can't be. I don't think we could have had any better prep. But as I said, the prep's only one thing. When it starts off tomorrow, it's all on a clean slate, and 2 days after that you play another team. It's a clean slate again, and you have to go out and I guess perform your processes very consistently. And as we said earlier, that's something we're very proud to have done over a 5-year period, and it's the only thing we can really rely on. You don't have much control. The outcome, the results on the 4th of October at the end of this tournament, but what we can do is just put our best foot forward next.
Okay, my question is to Raza. The last time you met Uganda, and I see that you guys are sitting next to each other, you were denied the ticket to the World Cup. In the time since, how much has that weighed heavily on you as a person and as a team? And what are the lessons you are drawing from that game, that tournament, going into tomorrow's game and tomorrow's tournament?
Yeah, certainly it weighted quite heavily. But having said that, you can stay in the past, and if you choose to stay in the past, you end up living in the past. We moved on as a country, we moved on as a cricketing nation. In the last 12 to 16 months, we have had a lot of preparation, a lot of great cricket games that Zimbabwe has played, a lot of good results that we have produced, and a lot of great consistent performances against majority of those teams in white ball cricket that we have produced. So comparing it to the last time to this time, I think we are a lot more prepared. The boys are a lot more experienced. We have kept pretty much the same squad as the last time as well, minus few changes. But apart from that, so that allowed them to gain a lot more experience, understanding of the game, how to build an inning or build an over and things like that. So it's an exciting time for us now. And like I said, we prepared really well. Tomorrow is just a matter of just showing confidence in the skill sets that we have, and trust the fact that we have prepared really well for these tournaments and going forward, inshallah.
Yes, Brian.
My 2 questions, one to Raza and then one to the Tanzanian captain. Raza, if Zimbabwe, in the unlikely event that they fail to qualify for the next T20 World Cup, how much would that be just to the players, and then to the Tanzanian captain, coming here and getting an opportunity to play at a ground that has got rich history, where many international matches by some of the biggest cricket nations where they've played. How does it feel, and more importantly, trying to qualify playing at such an iconic stadium?
Yeah, Brian, I would answer your question by not answering your question. Let's try and live one day and one moment at a time. We'll cross that road, God forbid, if you happen to get there. If you start thinking along those things, what could go wrong, then I guess we've kind of half lost before the tournament has really started. In my head, all I'm thinking is what could go right if you do the things well, rather than what could go wrong. That's how I think, that's how I live my life. So I'm just thinking about the good things, and that thought hasn't really come across my mind, because I feel like if I allow those thoughts to come into my mind as a leader and as a captain, I've failed my team. So we'll get there. We'll think about that when we get there, but at the moment all I'm thinking about is how best I can help as a captain and as a bowler, as a batsman, as a fielder, to try and help Zimbabwe to qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah, thank you so much for the questions. It's a good question. Yeah, before you're coming here, you're going to South Africa, you're preparing for the 7 games. You are facing so many challenges. So we are ready to play for this tournament. So because we have a big group there, so inshallah we're going to play very good for the Zimbabwe and Uganda.
Okay, we'll give you a chance.
Well, my question is to you, Isaki. As Zimbabwe, we're looking forward to this moment. Yes, the previous time wasn't very nice, but this time around we're looking forward to it. So what are you promising to the Zimbabwean fans, to the media, to everyone in Zimbabwe as the Zimbabwe captain? What is your promise to them?
Promising better performances that would inshallah lead into good results. I've never been a guy who's come into a press conference and promised you results. Results look after itself if the process is looked after. If the trust and faith and discipline is shown on the park, everything else falls into place. So all I'm promising is that you will see us giving everything that we have, and we can hold us. When we walk out the field, we'll hold our heads high because we gave everything that we have. Trusting our preparation. So we are very optimistic about good results and good things to come to Zimbabwe. I think as a country and as a cricketing nation, we deserve some happiness, and hopefully we can give that happiness back to our people.
Okay, thank you. My question goes to Raza. Obviously, we've seen the coming in of Sean Williams, Brendan Taylor in the team. What kind of impact have they given to these youngsters, maybe in terms of their experience? What has been their weight to these youngsters?
Yeah, certainly. So I feel like it has also freed some youngsters as well. They're playing with a lot more freedom, and also the value of Brendan Taylor and Sean Williams cannot be put in words. These are world-class and experienced cricketers who have served Zimbabwe for a very long time. So the lessons that they had in their early youth, they are trying to share with the youngsters as well. Brendan helping Mara with keeping, and Sean helping with his batting. Brian Bennett is very close to Brendan as well, so Brendan has played a huge role in his development as well. So these players are not just training and looking after their own game, but they're also looking after the changing room. And our changing room is in a very good space and place right now, and I'm very confident that it's going to keep getting better, which would allow us to play even better.
One or two quick questions. From Malawi, unfortunately, a couple of months ago, we lost AJ. How much would this moment have meant to him, you coming to this tournament? And then my second question is for Raza. In Namibia during that tournament, I saw after every match that you played, you spend time with the players from the other teams. First of all, how is that important? And secondly, how do you balance between competing against them and still helping them along?
First of all, thank you for the condolence for the agent. Yes, it is a very big loss for us, for our cricket, because he is the one who started the cricket from the grassroots level for us, and just because of him, we are here in this tournament. So yes, it's a huge loss for us, and it has pushed us back as a cricket nation. But it is still a shocking. And because he is the one who started all the system, the grassroots, and the team we are having here is just because of the age. Because he had a different mindset. He knows how to go the big tournament and how to tackle in the pressure times. So yes, he's a big loss, and that's all.
Yeah, as Sylvester said as well, that Zimbabwe cricket has allowed the other members of the African nations to come and play in our domestic system as well, which is important for their growth. Similarly, I feel like if somebody wants to have a chat with me and they're open their changing room, or even if it's a one-on-one, then I think it becomes my utmost responsibility to speak to them and share the lessons that I have learned, because had it not been done to me by the other cricketers, then I don't think so I would be where I am and my cricket would be where I am. Cricket is not just skills, there's a lot more to cricket. The understanding, the knowledge of the game, the experience that you gain by playing the Test Nations and franchise tournaments and things like that. So once I was asked at the last qualifiers by different team members of different nations, I respected their call, and I took some time to speak to them and answer some of their questions. And I think it's very important that we do that, because us 8 countries do not really get to play quite a lot of cricket. So once we do, after the cricket, I think you've got to understand that it's only one family that represents, it's only one sport that represents all of us, which is cricket. And if we can help each other outside the park as well, I think we all should be very forthcoming. Having said that, once we go onto the park, with all due respect to everybody, I think everybody will agree with me, we become strangers to one another. It is only our brothers that we represent and the badge we have on our chest that matters, and the passion we have for our country that takes over. Then it's basically skill versus skill, and it's a game time, and we'll do everything to win the game. And after the game, you leave that rivalry or the result on the park, and you sit down for a coffee or for a chat if they want to. Then I don't think so there's anything wrong with that. But comes game time, all of us are strangers to one another.
All right, I'll take the last 2 questions. Okay, Tatila, then Brian, the last one.
Sorry. So I think my question would go to the team for Uganda, but I think also can if for Tanzania and Kenya if they want to answer, they can. I know as associate nations, it can be hard to bring up the level to match up with home neighbor nations. I think you guys were playing in the World Cup Challenge League. Tell me, how much did that help you? I think you've been maybe one of the more better success stories. How much has that helped you get into this level maybe? If there's any experience that you maybe picked up from there that can help you with that, just your thoughts on it. And again, if Tanzania or Kenya wants to add, it's fine, but I think just for Uganda maybe.
Of course, as I said, if we play against better teams like good teams like Zimbabwe, MBB, and all the other teams like this tournament, and as I said, we played last year World Cup, and that boosts our confidence. And as I said, that it gives us the idea how the bigger teams prepare themselves and how good they are, and what we need to do to go and compete with them. So that's how we want to work as a team and as a player, individual players. And that's why we want to play against better teams, and that help us to grow cricket, not our personally, but only the national cricket. Yeah.
Okay, my two questions are to Uganda and Nigeria. Uganda captain, you guys qualified for the World Cup the last time out, and now you're coming almost with a new team. We're already speaking to some of the Ugandan players. They're saying that have played ODIs, that they are now specializing, that you've chosen a T20 side as opposed to just cricketers who are available. So what lessons did you learn when you played in that T20 World Cup where you managed to beat one side, and coming into this series where you've got that huge expectation back home, where people think that you should be playing consistently at global tournaments? And then to my Nigerian brother, you have got a very big population back in Nigeria. How much is your success here important in allowing more and more cricketers to come through the system, trying to steal some from football and make cricket big in Nigeria?
So as you said, how big is for us, because people are expecting us to qualify again, and that's what we wanted to do. And as you talked about the ODI status, we are chasing the ODI status, and ODI status will help us to bring more financial support for Uganda cricket and build more facilities in the country. That's what we wanted to do. We know that how important it is for us to qualify for the ODI, and our goal is after this, our goal is to qualify for the ODI.
Alright, I would say Nigerian cricket has grown significantly in the country. Yes, football is a top sport in Nigeria, where we have arguably one of the best teams in Africa. But cricket right now has gone way high, where we have, I think the federation has done really well in trying to bring up about 250,000 kids every year, which has really been good. We are having more grounds because of how well we play in global tournaments or international tournaments. For the girls being able to qualify to the Under-19 World Cup and be able to perform the way they did in the 19 World Cup brought about good things. More people want to be involved with the cricket back home. So I would say it has been really good, and hopefully it will get better.
Right, there you are, ladies and gentlemen, the captains, thank you very much. So the tournament gets underway tomorrow. We have morning matches starting at 9:30, and the afternoon matches will be starting at 1:50 p.m. So 2 matches here at Harare Sports Club, and the other 2 will be at Takashinga. We have 5 match days, and we have 2 matches per day. We've got 2 groups. The teams are divided into 2 groups, and they will play against each other at group stage. Then the top 2 from each group will proceed to the semi-finals, and the finalists will make it to the World Cup, the T20 World Cup in India and Sri Lanka. To the fans out there, entry is free. So we are hoping to have a carnival atmosphere at both stadia. And from you, ladies and gentlemen, your support is always appreciated, your support and coverage. And once again, thank you very much. We won't be having post-match press conferences because of the tight schedule and the tight turnaround times. But should you wish to engage the captains or the players or any of the coaches, those who are accredited, you can always make arrangements with the team managers or the team media managers. They will be happy to entertain you. But thank you very much once again. We hope to see you out in numbers tomorrow. Captains, thank you once again.